loco por tocarte, pero no me atrevo a textearte. Tú solo bailas en mi mente, mi amor. No hay nadie más con que prefiera bailar, aguanta y baila. Como fuego iluminamos el cielo con nuestro amor. Aguanta y baila siempre. Baby, quiero nadar en tus palmas, no necesito sombra ni paraguas. Mi amor, me gusta cuando estamos ahí, cortea como será calentita. Y no tengo mucho que perder, yo aguanta para mí. Yo te enseño, baby, todo lo que te mereces, mami. No hay nadie más con que prefiera bailar, aguanta y baila. Cuando agarro tu cuerpo nunca lo suelto, encima de mi baby siempre te siento, siempre te siento.
Oh my goodness. I had to, you guys, I had to go ahead and start. My phone is blowing up. I got DMs going like crazy. I got everybody going in on the comments or my little 6-minute drop. And then I have everybody trying to say, Rabbit, what the hell, Rabbit? What team are you on, Rabbit? Rabbit, what team are you on? Are you team these people? And what do I say, guys? What have I said from the start? From the start of my even thinking and touching on this situation, I am team nobody. Nobody whatsoever. I'm not team Molly Golightly. I'm not team Katie. That's it. I'm not team anybody. So thank you, Angel Baby. I'm team nobody. Nobody. So you guys are going in on the comments. And I'm like, dang, yeah, nobody. We are team nobody over here. Okay, so let's get that real straight right now. What I reported earlier, thank you. I do have my own team. I am my team myself. Why did I say this? Because I'm not trying to go to hell. Period. I'm team nobody. I'm team in trying to finding the truth. Solo dolo myself. Okay, that's it. I'm not team anybody here. Okay, I don't particularly care for these two bloggers. I don't have any alignments, nor am I being paid by. I've been doing this game for quite some time as far as blogging goes. And if they could pay my bills, damn, I'm telling you, I wouldn't shy away and tell you guys these women are paying my bills or not paying my bills whatsoever. I'm team nobody. I'm team baby bunny. That's what I am. Team baby bunny. Okay. No, I'm not staying out of it because I'm team nobody and I'm allowed to report. Thank you. And I hope that answers the question. Mods, if we have any of the trolls, please feel free to block them. Okay. Let me drop you guys some information, okay? Let's see. Where do I want to start? Who do I want to talk to about? Let's go to this person right here, okay? Who yes, they're both problematic. This person was trolling in my comments. I say trolling because I'm like, if you're here to educate me, great, cool. Thanks for your education. Maybe I misreported, maybe I said something different. But no, I think I said what I had to say. And your receipt right here, it's almost redundant. Well, not receipt, I'm sorry. Your posting is almost redundant because it's like this. So since you're saying you're going to show another receipt, you're what is it imitating that you've shown here is also a receipt? Is that what she means? I'm like, imitate or intimidate? Imitating. I guess I don't know what that means. Like, what do you mean by that? Let me educate you a bit. So she wants to educate me. Savannah PD do not issue nor deliver summons. Okay. Those are issued by the court, and those are delivered by registered process servers. Well, shit, who do you think would deliver a summons? A registered process server, right? So, like, I'm not understanding this. The Savannah PD do not issue nor deliver summons. Clearly, I know that. They're looking for her address to serve her. That's what it says. It could be a service through process server or whoever the hell they have down there at the courthouse. Ma'am, who are you educating? If you don't like this channel, cool, exit out. That's fine. I'm team nobody. Clearly, you're in your fifis about the situation, and that's okay. It's going to happen. Well, and I'm sorry, where does the sheriff work? I mean, they could work in the court. They could work everywhere. Right. Thank you. I was like, I think I was pretty straightforward to what I said. I didn't say that it was that the the chief of police was going to go serve Letitia. I never said that. I said they need your address, dude. That's all they said. That's all I said. But you always have one in the crowd that wants to, I don't know, feel special. So this is my making you feel special today. And trust me, I typically don't address people this way. I typically say, you know what, I'm just going to let you be. I will read comments. I do read all the comments. Sometimes when they're very lengthy and there's just so rich in information, I'll say something like a heart or a rabbit or something, and then I'll put a heart on it or something extra. But sometimes where I'm like, now you're being an asshole or you're being very passive aggressive, then I'm like, I figured, science girl. I figured. I'm like, and for me, it's like, I'm not team nobody. I don't care. These people don't pay my bills. I don't give a shit about what team you rep. These women do not move me anything whatsoever. So please take it up with your boss over there and let her know, like, you clearly didn't listen to the video. Now, let's stop addressing these trolls, okay? For now, let's get it together. You guys, oh, really? Bunny, look at that. I saw her on Molly's panel the other night. She said something to someone that made that person lose their mind. And some people will do that to you. They tried you. Thank you, It's baby girl. You already know. Shout out to It's baby girl. She's always my go-to for everything. Okay? Trust me, guys. I wasn't talking out of my ass this afternoon. But regardless, I'm going to say this, okay? Let me see if I can read this. I'm going to see what I can read here. I have another message, okay? Now, of course, we're asking for paperwork. We're asking for all that. But I'm always about honoring the process that's already in place. That's just how I am. To me, all this stuff, it's just information that's being provided to me, and I wanted to provide it to everyone. If somebody knows Letitia, and I believe a lot of you guys have seen her on panel or on there, let her know that they are wanting to serve her. The address that they have on file is outdated. It's not hers, okay, or it's not leading to her. They're wanting to serve her. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. So contact Savannah PD. It doesn't mean that there's a warrant out for her arrest. It's a summons. That's it. That's it. Everybody's in their fifis about this shit. That's fine. I get it. But at the end of the day, I'm team no one. Okay? Which is why I feel very okay being able to present and interview someone from the Dre McCray side. I told you guys I was going to do this, right? How many of you guys remember that? You guys said, yeah, I remember Rabbit said she was going to do that. Okay? We had somebody yesterday, I believe she might have been a Slay Mafia a supporter, a Dre McCray supporter. Okay, I owe her an apology. Number one, because I called her a troll because I thought she was trolling me. I think her name is Jessica. Jessica, if you hear this, I owe you an apology, and let me tell you why. She was in my comments and she was talking about Haley, and I get given you guys a preview, right? And she said she had questioned the time frame. And I said to her, no, it's this time frame. Well, I was right about the time frame, but Haley was incorrect about the first video that she watched. Dre McCray has been posting videos since 2016. Okay, that I have a receipt about. Here's a YouTube video, December 2016. Okay, there's the year, there's the month. Was one of her first videos. Okay, so she had been posting videos. She started posting videos on Facebook around January of 2017. Okay, so time frame wise, it was right there. No, it was not you, Jessica. It was another Jessica. And I was like, I think this is what I've gathered. Okay, I know I have some Slay Mafia in here, and to me, like I said, I am not team anyone. I know that my understanding is that Dre McCray, and she had said this before in her videos, right? She doesn't want people to, if you support her, not to participate in this ish, period, right? And I completely get it. But you also have the people that defend her, that know her character, and feel like we need to hear the other side. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So thank you. Welcome to my channel, guys. So, absolutely, man, Crystal, if I fuck up, I will tell you, you know what, I fucked up. I'm really sorry. Yes, that was Dre with dark hair at the time. Okay, so I said, well, I need to before I get started here, I owe some apologies, absolutely. So I wanted to hear a Slay supporter. I really wanted to hear it. I wanted to find out that side of the story because we're only seeing clips of it. It's one thing to sit there and watch a Slay Mafia live from Facebook, right? And see all these lives. It's another thing to hear it from a supporter as to what is it that they're supporting? Why do they have Dre's back? To me, that's a very important aspect. And I want to shout out Haley. My biggest concern right now is that people, whether you support Dre or not, it's neither here nor there. This is about being able to hear both sides. If you are in my chat, I'm going to ask you respectfully to be respectful of each other, okay? We don't have to agree with each other, but we can hear the other side. If your ability to be able to hear an opposing view or someone that you don't like says a lot about you, okay? The other thing I want to address too, there's a saying that they say in Spanish. I'm going to say it here, and I've said it before. El que no debe, nada teme. And if you speak Spanish, you know exactly what that means. El que no debe, nada teme. If you don't owe anything, then you shouldn't fear anything. That's what that means. If you don't owe anything, then you shouldn't fear anything. And so I feel like whether it's Dre McCray or this summons or even Molly Golightly supporters, whatever it may be, if you don't owe anything, then you don't fear anything. And you stand on that 10 toes down, as they say, right? I grew up and I was taught that. Don't run away, face it. But everybody deals with stuff completely different. And you have to be able to give people their time. And I say that to you in the chat. It's okay for us to disagree with each other. If you don't owe anything, then you don't fear anything. We can agree to disagree. Thank you, Talks Baby Girl. Thank you. So we're going to run this. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are in the chat. Listen to some of the questions that I asked. Listen to some of the responses. This is Haley. She's been a supporter since 2016. And she's here to tell her side of why she supports. And let's see what we learned from this, okay? Let's go. Going back a little bit to, you said I wanted to be honest about something. The weight loss was concerning for you guys. Did anybody reach out to Dre and kind of let her know, like, hey, listen, like, what's up with that? Or we're concerned. We love you.
Yeah. There would be comments for sure on the videos. I don't really recall seeing a whole lot of people addressing Bonnie's weight. I recall seeing a lot of people coming at Dre saying, you look sick, you look gross, you look terrible. And then Dre would just have to block them.
Okay.
I don't remember seeing anybody addressing Bonnie's weight, but like I said, if I'm going to be 100% honest, and I am, because I don't feel like lying really gets anybody anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm an advocate for the truth in this situation. Yeah, I was concerned about Bonnie's weight for sure.
I think the other thing, so Haley, are you worried that if she watches this, I mean, that she would hear you say this, that she would block you?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it's an honest question. Like,
I've thought about that even going into this with you, you know. Dre is zero tolerance for negativity. I would like to think, because me and her have talked over the years, like she wouldn't block me for saying just a genuine concern, you know. But
yeah. She might.
Yeah.
How would you feel about that? Because I know you've been an avid, like you started the supporting Dre. Are you okay saying that you started the supporting?
Yeah, I started that group. Yeah.
That group, I wanted to kind of ask you specifically, because the title has changed, right, to even exposing Big Juicy. Is that her name? Big Juicy?
Molly, I don't know. That's a different group.
Oh, that's a different group?
Yeah.
See,
that's
what I'm saying, I'm like,
but I've talked to the admins there, so you probably like saw that. But yeah.
Wow.
The group I started is still what it started as. It's just Stand with Dre McCray, and then it has her hashtag that she started for Vaughn in it too.
As a supporter of Dre, what are some of the things that you have had to confront and or address?
Like, since this all started?
Yes, as a supporter of Dre, since this all started.
The biggest thing for me is when this started, and I know a lot of people in like Slay Mafia can relate to this. We wanted to like defend Dre, but for the people who have an understanding of Dre, they know full well that Dre is all about protecting energy and all of that. So I wanted to like stick up for her, but then also keep, I don't know, it's, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I know it affected, I've talked to a few people, it affected like our mental health, reading all of this stuff and feeling like we have to like stick up for our friend, but then needing to take a step back also, and honestly keeping the whole vibe that like Slay Mafia is built around, and that Dre has like built her entire page around, because it is a very specific vibe.
Right.
It is.
It looks like it, right? Because when I was watching a lot of her lives and hours of it, and she does kind of keep this like this energy that she wants to not only have for herself, but for her, like the moment in time that she's doing a live, she wants to make sure that her followers feel that as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Exuding it, if that makes sense.
She always preaches that, and she has for, you know, ever since before, like years and years and years ago. She always preaches that if she's not in a good place, she doesn't want to come on and like broadcast that for everybody, because she like cares about the energy she puts out and the energy that she gets back. And I feel like a lot of people interpret things like that when she explains it as her being like condescending, or like she could get a little cocky with it. People always try to call her out for that. But something that people might not understand is, you know, years ago, when she was starting to blow up, the hate was really, really bad, and she struggled with it a lot, and it really had a big effect on her. And
you just answered one of my questions is, has she ever been kind of looked at this way before? And it sounds like she has. Is that correct?
The accusations that are going on ever since Vaughn's attempt or alleged whatever happened in May. The allegations that people are making are new, like the really crazy ones, but Dre's always received hate just from people who don't understand her vibe, her lifestyle, especially since she changed her diet and openly talks about how her family eats the same way too. Yeah, I feel like ever since that big change, the hate has gotten even worse. But luckily for Dre, she kind of learned the lesson years ago not to let the hate comments get to her so bad. Cause yeah, I remember like a few years ago, like there was a couple times when like she would literally like have to get off because the hate comments were like getting to her so bad. And then she would come back on and express like how she didn't like that it affected her so much and that it made her cry, and stuff like that. So I feel like it's important for people to understand maybe that Dre comes from a good place when she does express the zero tolerance policy, zero negativity. It really is the way that she deals with, the hate and the backlash on here. And I totally get it.
When people say, what does justice for Vaughn mean to you? When you hear people say that, have you heard people say that? Obviously.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Oh man, I don't want to say anything too. It's like justice for what? That's what I always think. Like at this point, like, okay, I should say in the beginning, I was like, justice for what? And people have their own opinions, and that's fine. I would never go trying to convince somebody that I'm right and you're wrong and that's it. Because I know that's not how it works, or that's not how, I work. But now I feel like justice for Vaughn would, I wish we could just go back in time and change all of everything that's happened with just the YouTubers, not you, or channels like yours.
I started that with, listen, because I really, and I'm going to be honest, and I've been very honest. I said, guys, I did like 2-3 videos or something, just kind of dragging and bashing her. But then I kind of had to scale back, and something was telling me that something was not right in this situation. And it wasn't so much whether it was against Letitia, because like I said, I don't know anybody, right? I don't have any skin in this game, or whatever it may be. But it was a little concerning to me that if you watch one clip, and it was just the clips that were shown during Molly Golightly's live, that were concerning, because it was like just the one clip of Dre being really shitty, or Dre not doing this, or Dre not doing that, and people kind of examining and nitpicking things. And I almost felt like, right, it's like if I were to show you the bad aspect, just like when I had somebody, my kid over here says I want some gum, and I say no, and that's the only thing that you see, but you don't see the rest of the 24 hours of the day that I do and what I do and what I don't do. God, I would be demonized, and so would you, and so would
everybody would. Everybody would. Imagine if somebody was a fly on the wall, and they were peeking into your life, and they picked out, even 5 of your bad moments from your week, and then broadcasted them as, this is who you are. It would not look good. It would look really, really bad, whether it's with kids or anything. Like, it's so frustrating, because when I saw people accusing her of, favoring her girls over Raza, or treating him badly, or poisoning Bonnie with natural herbs, and starving them and forcing them to eat alkaline vegan, and I was just like so shocked because I see hours upon hours of them hanging out and having fun and laughing and cooking together. Like literally on the supporters page, they cook. Well, they did before all of this happened and she went silent on social media. They would literally cook like every single day. The girls know how to cook. They're not starving. And yeah, it's crazy. She's a very loving mother. She absolutely loves Raza so much. Like she actually calls him Bunny, and I think it's so cute. But you know, I know obviously calling your kid a cute nickname doesn't mean you're a good mom or a loving mother, but she is. She's such a loving mother, and she's been very open about Raza's struggles. You know, he's had some little struggles. I feel like it's actually very similar to the struggles that my little boy has. He's 6. And that's why she was so careful, I feel like, to say certain things, especially public. And then she would open up on supporters more about stuff like that because she knew that she knew exactly what would happen.
As a supporter, are you able to share with us just the most difficult time that maybe Dre might have gone through in the last couple of years, other than, you know, what's going on right now, but like anything that she went through while you've been following her? That
From my point of view, the only thing that stands out to me as like a hard time for her would have been, I believe it was the second time she broke her foot. She was pretty open that she was like struggling mentally with that and physically because like they could not get her foot better that time. So, and also too, the first time that she had broken her foot, she broke it actually on live, like dancing. And then, it became like a joke. So people would come on and laugh about it and stuff.
okay,
Because at the time it was funny. Like we were all laughing.
Yeah.
We didn't know her foot was broke yet, obviously. But then after the fact, when she came back and her foot was broken, it was like really causing her pain and stuff. She didn't like want people making jokes about it anymore. And that caused like a lot of drama and stuff. But then she went on. I don't even know how much longer. Like I don't know how much later it was that she broke her foot again.
I want to ask you guys something. Shout out to Mel, and then I see Kiba in the chat, all of my members that are coming in as well. Somebody said here something, and I want to ask you guys a question about this. Bunny Buddy said he attempted to hang himself in the closet 2 months before the shed, right? The shed incident. How is it that if he attempted to hang himself 2 months before, and then here we are 2 months later, okay, like, how do we determine that she has murdered this man, or that she somehow played a role? Like, what role do we think that Dre played here? And that's the biggest thing that I want to convey and be open about. I love, like I said, I love that you guys are talking about different things here, because these are real issues. These are mental health issues that we address, you know, that families go through and everything. So in my opinion, it's very important to have a difference of opinion in the chat, and that we agree to disagree respectfully. So thank you, those that are doing that. But my question to you is, how do we then determine that Dre was the culprit of Vaughn alleged attempts? How do we, and I understand that the police report was very lackluster, but how do we determine that somehow this woman did this to this man? Based on what? What do we have for that? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, okay? Let's keep going.
But I remember she was really struggling the second time.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
you've had the opportunity to talk to Dre, not recently, but
Yeah,
in the
not
past.
recently, but yeah, in the past a couple of times, yeah.
Is there anything that you can give us as far as of recent, like anything, any updates that she would be okay with anybody sharing?
I have not heard anything since she did her last video. That's the last that or
Okay.
the other supporters that I talk to. I don't talk to all of them, obviously, but yeah, the other supporters that I know.
Gotcha.
And I've tried to reach out to a couple of people I know that are like extra close to her, and they haven't responded either. But I didn't expect them to. Like, I totally, yeah.
And I think part of it is just maybe protecting her and protecting kind of some of the stuff that's been going on from her receiving that.
Like I don't like speculating in this situation because look where that's gotten us, honestly. But if I know Dre at all, I feel like her silence is all transpired from just protecting herself and her peace and her kids, and obviously Vonnie.
Gotcha.
Regardless of what's happening with him.
So as far as an attorney, you wouldn't be able to confirm or deny any of that information. And I'm only asking because I know that that's a lot of the questions that the subscribers ask.
I have no idea. No idea. I did see where in a text she said she didn't have an attorney, and then some YouTubers were saying, we know that's not true. Of course you have an attorney, and I guess they have like the proof of her having an attorney.
Rebecca, I want to ask you a question. And I mean, like I said, you welcome to agree, disagree here. But Rebecca, did you learn that information through Molly Golightly and Justin? Just curious, Justice for All? Did you see a video where the 7-year-old was wearing diapers? That she doesn't send her kids to school? I mean, do you know that she actually homeschools her kids? Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Where did you come up with that conclusion? That's what I want to know. And this is the whole basis of this. We want to make sure that if you're going to make accusations such as like Katie of the Joy, when she started, she murdered her husband. This is what Katie said. Okay. She murdered her husband. She did X, Y, and Z. This is what she did. Okay. So everybody believed it. I sure bit into that. And those clips don't look very good whatsoever. So Rebecca says, no, I watched Dre. Okay. So go ahead and send me the specific link where you watched that to my email. Matter of fact, let me put my email in the, I'll put it on the scroll in there. Here we go. It's down there scrolling. Check it out. Send me that clip and I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it. A 7-year-old in diapers. Okay. I mean, it's not a great parent decision. I mean, everybody has a different decision. Doesn't mean that, I don't know, that it can't happen. I don't know. If the 7-year-old wasn't wearing diapers and he was having accidents, would you then pass judgment too? I'm just curious. It's a legit question. It's not to point you out. I just really want to know. We have to challenge each other's thoughts in this, guys. As content creators, personally, thank you, Angel Baby. I mean, I've heard it. I've heard of pull-ups. That's another one too. No, here's the deal, man. I don't live my life on social media, right? But you have to be able to challenge yourself. And I'm giving you a perspective of if we're going to crucify somebody based on social media on what somebody else has shown us, do we really have all the details out there? Yes. I would like to shout out Mel, who said, those the video clips of her being in the hospital and trying out and doing all the the spitting and stuff. I get it. Yeah, I was concerned. It's not my cup of tea. But this is why I say team no one, because Dre isn't somebody that I would follow because I don't do the makeup stuff. And I'm not Jehovah's Witness. I think one thing that I found, if one thing you can find in common with Dre, if you have children, then that's one thing we can find in common, right? At the very least. But I don't know anybody that could say, well, I wouldn't do this to my child. I mean, we're putting on our own judgments on somebody else's parenting, and we really don't know. We really don't know. And yes, that kid, I saw a lot of videos. That kid is smart. Like, I was amazed by some of the things that I heard him say and the way he was speaking. He's smart.
But,
we don't know.
And I saw where Molly, am I allowed to like say her name?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Say her name.
Okay, yeah. I saw that Molly was saying that Dre did have an attorney and was lying, and oh, that's Dre's ploy at trying to get sympathy and you know, everything that Letitia basically is accused of doing. She said that was Dre's attempt at trying to do it. And if I know Dre, that text was either like from a point in time when she was maybe.
No, here's the deal, Rebecca. And the only reason I'm calling you is because you're bringing up some really good things to think about. Okay, I need you to explain to me, because now I'm challenging you. Have you ever seen a 7-year-old in diapers, pull-ups? Have you ever seen a child past the age of 13 wet the bed? I want to know that, okay? And is it possible that maybe that's the case with this child, as well as all the other children that we all see, you know, every day? Like, it's just curious. And I get the picture that Raza drew. It's a picture. Why are we somehow forensic investigators here, or child CPS workers here, or even, let me give you guys another one. Somebody said to me, this is my professional assessment. Sir, we're not asking for that's the dangerous part that we could do here. If you're giving me a professional assessment based on social media just imagine what you look like at work. Don't do that. You have to be very careful. Thank you, Liz. Adults wear diapers too. You have to. So what I'm saying to you is, thank you. Be objective to the information that you get, and don't feel like, oh, okay, like it's the end all be all. Yes, I get that all the clips are concerning, but everyone here is a subscriber and or a content creator, and you have to step back a little bit because you're not in the vicinity. You don't know the everyday life. And that's what I ask you. Think about it that way, okay? And think about how you would feel in turn if somebody was watching your every little experience or everything that you did in life. It's concerning.
Like stick up for our friend, but then
any updates that she would be okay with anybody sharing.
I have not heard anything since she did her last video. That's the last that you know, the other supporters that I talk to. I don't talk to all of them, obviously, but yeah, the other supporters that I know.
Gotcha.
And I've tried to reach out to a couple of people I know that are like extra close to her, and they haven't responded either. But I didn't expect them to. Like, I told them, yeah.
And I think part of it is just maybe protecting her and protecting kind of some of the stuff that's been going on from.
Yeah. Like I don't like speculating in this situation because look where that's gotten us, honestly. But if I know Dre at all, I feel like her silence is all transpired from just protecting herself and her peace and her kids, and obviously Vonnie.
Gotcha.
Regardless of what's happening with him.
So as far as an attorney, you wouldn't be able to confirm or deny any of that information. And I'm only asking because I know that that's a lot of the questions that the
I have no idea. No idea. I did see where in a text she said she didn't have an attorney, and then you know, some YouTubers were saying, we know that's not true. Of course you have an attorney, and I guess they have like the proof of her having an attorney, but you know. And I saw where Molly, am I allowed to like say her name?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Say her name.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that Molly was saying that Dre did have an attorney and was lying, and oh, that's Dre's ploy at trying to get sympathy and you know, everything that Letitia basically is accused of doing. She said that was Dre's attempt at trying to do it. And if I know Dre, that text was either like from a point in time when she was maybe, I don't know the dates. I don't know the dates of this and that and the other, but it was probably either before she had the attorney or maybe she had, had issues with that attorney, so she had to like go looking for a different one. But her saying the simple sentence of, I don't have an attorney right now, should not be looked at the way that it was by Molly and Justice for All and whoever else, along with, countless other things that they sit and examine about Dre, just very incorrectly. It's a lot.
Are you at all, Haley, you're talking to me, but are you at all worried that Molly, I don't know, might decide to dox you or say, well, that's just Dre McCray's how she, and it's, I'm just gonna say it's so messed up, right? Because that's her homegirl, and then she starts, code switching, so to speak. If I don't even know what her, I think she's Puerto Rican or something. I'm Mexican American, and I hear her kind of go back and forth in this. I think Dre is mixed as well. I think she's Mexican, and what is her mom? I don't know what her mom is. I can't.
I think her mom is just from the U.S. and her dad is Mexican.
Okay, so she's So both of my parents are Mexican, but I've heard, but it bugs me a little bit that I've heard Molly say, well, it was her Slay with Dre people or her homies or what, just using these like vernaculars that are just so offensive sometimes, where it's like, how about Haley is just a supporter?
Yeah.
And she is speaking up. Are you at all worried about Molly?
Honestly, I have thought about that because I know that Molly is very dox crazy. Like, it's very frustrating to me that she gets away with the stuff she gets away with, but that's beside the point. I thought about that and I don't care.
The rules don't apply to her. And that's what I've learned, whether you like Molly or not. And it's funny because it's not just her, but it's also for Justin. It's also for a lot of other content. They just don't apply.
They will literally tell you all the rules, and then their next sentence, they will break every single one of them.
Right.
It's so weird.
It is.
I can't watch Molly's channel. Yeah. I can't. I see clips, and if there's something going on, like I'll pop in her video and try to like see what's going on, but I cannot sit there and watch her. She is so stressful. Like her channel is so stressful. Listening to her speak is so stressful. I'm just like, wow. There's no way people leave her videos, like her, supporters and stuff. There's no way people leave her videos like feeling good. There's no way.
The opposite of what you would see a Dre McCray, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that being said, though, okay, so then let's get into this other part. I know that, and Dre said it in one video, and I'll have to play the clip at some point in this pre-recorded, but she said, don't go after Letitia. Don't come after her, even though she's received the opposite of that. But she did say that in one of her last videos. I can't remember if it was the video where she was wearing all black or if it was the other video. Was it the one that she was wearing all black?
I believe it was when she had the blonde wig that was like down with waves in it and the black. Yeah, I think she had all black on. I know exactly what you're talking about.
She referred to her as the egg donor. I mean, she did say that.
She did. Yeah.
Not a word that I would choose, but that was, I don't know the ins and outs of that family.
And you know what? That's not even something that Dre would typically ever refer to somebody as. Like, she honestly really does usually keep it more classy than that. And I feel like, obviously there's some feelings there. If I know anything ever in my life, it's that Dre loves her husband and wants to protect him and keep him safe and healthy at all costs. And, Dre usually does not talk about people like that. So she obviously kept a special place for
Was that out of character for her, you would say?
For her to say on a video to be broadcasted for everyone to hear, I was like, dang, like
because I never heard her talk. I didn't even hear her cuss in her last videos.
Yeah, I think I've only heard her cuss like once.
So that was a little like I was looking for the things that would maybe raise some red flags for me. But the most insulting thing I ever heard her say was the egg donor piece.
Yeah.
In reference to Letitia Bias.
Right.
But did she ever like? Was there any more talk about Letitia Bias that you know of, other than the videos that have already been released about Vaughn expressing his feelings about Letitia?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Have you watched all the other channels that are kind of covering this story? And you can name them. It's not a big deal. So I don't want you to think you can't name them.
I've seen clips from. I did watch the video CC Suarez did about it. Mm-hmm. I was following Without a Crystal Ball's posts, but I went to check up on her page because I'll just check in on her page every once in a while and like try to, read through some stuff. I realized today I'm blocked from there now. So
what did you do?
Which I'm not surprised, because back when this first started and she was like really going in on Dre and actually completely fabricating crazy stuff. Here you go. I did comment on a few things and I was just, but something about me, I always keep it respectful and polite on social media just because I don't see the point in like making somebody feel bad just to hear my opinion. Mm-hmm. So I was super polite. She still blocked me. All I did was stick up for Dre and say like, basically the essence of anything that I would say is, this is crazy. Like, I know my friend wouldn't ever do this stuff. Like, you cannot report like this. Mm-hmm. Katie of the Joy, as you call her. you cannot.
I think that took off by people. A lot of people were like, "Oh my god, I like that you call her that." I'm like,
I love it. It's so funny. I love it so much. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, the channels that I've seen some of Molly's stuff, but I really try to stay away from her channel because of the load. And I've seen clips from, oh man, I've looked at some like nonsense on the web. There's another one that's been actually like debunking some of the stuff now. I forget what it's called. It starts with an M. But yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of channels about it, honestly. I just sometimes I'll scroll through like TikTok and see what I can, see what people are posting on there and stuff too. Mm-hmm. But
my goodness, how does it feel though to kind of sit on this end, right? Because is in all the other channels, is there anybody that's doing reporting that you're like, yeah, that's a little bit accurate, or that's complete? I mean, obviously there's a lot of, in your opinion, a lot of completely inaccurate information. But as someone that's kind of watching it kind of go down, and then you're also in Facebook, how does it kind of feel as far as managing and all that information of someone that you followed from 2016?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say about it, like in that aspect, just because it's so crazy. Like, yeah, the main thing for me is that just like, I want to just like grab all these people and be like, you are so wrong. Like, if only you knew Dre, because I honestly feel like, and I could be wrong about this, I don't really know exactly how this all started, honestly. I kind of feel like a lot of the crazy stuff started from, Dre has a lot of people who do not like her. People get very offended about her willingness to block people so fast.
Yeah.
And she has a lot of people who dislike her because they got blocked by her when they wanted maybe to support her. They felt like they were wrongfully blocked because they come at her a lot for that. And, people from paparazzi, I'm finding out recently, really want to come after her. obviously Vonnie's family is not cool with her, nor have they ever been. And I can't speak for all of them, but from what I've heard from not only Dre, but from Vonnie too, I don't think Letitia ever wanted, and I'm not ever going to drag Letitia because just like what you said, like, I don't know Letitia like that. And I don't know both sides of all the details and stuff. I would never get on here and drag her, but I don't think she ever really gave Dre a chance. And this is my opinion, I feel like she was an overprotective type without actually being there at all for Vonnie almost. Like, she wanted to, like, it's almost like even though Vonnie and her had fallen out so many times through his life, it's almost like she didn't want him to like move on and like be with Dre. And I have my opinions on like why and stuff, but I guess I won't really go into that. But
and I think part of it is because you saw a lot of the relationship play out through the lives
between like Dre and Von.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying before? Like, I was.
Can you? Glitch says, I'm not trying to be negative, just a curious question. How do you know that's happening and who gave you that information? Can you elaborate a little bit on that question? How do you know for a fact that that's happening? And can you elaborate more? Do you have receipts of that, or did you also gather that from a speculation? I just want to know. You were talking about how you have opinions and speculations as far as Letitia bias goes. You said that part of it too was that you felt like Letitia never gave Dre a chance.
Yeah, and before that, I was like on a whole different subject. And then I started rambling and took it somewhere completely different.
No, but I mean, it was perfect because I think that you're.
I was saying where I felt like the rumors like had started and stuff. I feel like, obviously, I feel like it started from people who, obviously don't like Dre. Obviously, someone who likes her isn't going to go and start those kind of rumors. But then it kind of like caught fire because people started making like little TikToks and like putting horror music behind it. And then I personally feel like then from those, maybe handful of people who like, I feel like a handful of videos like that were made that were like super dramatic and stuff. And then people who maybe hadn't necessarily heard of Dre before saw those. And then they were like, oh my God, I got to check into this. And then of course the stuff they're checking into at that point is going to be like, by that time, it's like stuff that, Katie of the Joy is releasing and Molly and the clips that they're chopping and screwing down to just look so bad. Like I'll admit, like a lot of the clips look bad, but being who I am and
yeah, let's keep it very nice in the chat, guys. Please, I ask you. We're all adults here. We don't have to call each other's names or anything like that. Yeah, your mom. Anybody else, please, let's not do that. The reason why I love having these conversations is because it invites a difference of opinion. So please, I'm going to ask you if it's out of line, you're going to get blocked. And that's what I don't want to do. I want us to be able to have a difference of opinion here on this channel. Okay.
Being a follower of her for so long, like I know the realness behind those clips. Like it's not at all what people would think.
Paparazzi. Did you know that she had a couple people that did not like her paparazzi?
I had no idea. I knew Dre was a paparazzi consultant. I bought stuff from her years ago, like around the time, I think shortly after I started following her, like maybe in like 2017, I might have bought a few pieces of jewelry. Other than that, I don't know anything of the paparazzi thing. She never said anything about, people that, she had pissed off or whatever paparazzi.
So this is new to this was news to you when you found out that some of the Facebook admins were also paparazzi consultants that did not
Yeah.
like Dre.
Yeah. I was
Oh
like,
shit.
okay. I had no idea. But then I was like, oh, well, that kind of makes sense now. Because I'm like, I just kept trying to think to myself, I'm like, how did this turn into this? How did Dre and Vonnie and him being in a coma turn into what it did? And like, the deeper you go into things, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah. Because I never realized Dre had haters like that. Like I knew, obviously, someone who's on social media and has that many followers, like they're gonna have people who dislike them, whatever. I did not realize it was so bad. I did not realize it was so big. Because now there's a group specifically of people who have been, Dre calls it Black Island. There is a literal group of people that she has blocked who sit in that group and just talk a bunch of smack about her and them getting blocked by her, I guess. I never knew any of this before. I never knew she had falling outs with paparazzi consultants. I was just like, what? And then they're like the admins of these groups of like some of the like bigger groups that blew up. It's just like, yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's crazy.
One in particular, and not to throw this in, but I find this to be very interesting that a lot of people, even some of, like, for example, the Facebook groups and some of those being consultants, are older women. Molly Golightly is older than Dre. I think she's older than both of us. And that's not to throw shade or anything, but
Yeah.
it kind of makes me think about kind of like this women on women hate kind of bashing like between us. And I just kind of wonder if there's anything to be said about that as well. Like, I think it was Uni Rock who pointed this out. And that's the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because he pointed out about, he said Molly being a little jealous of Dre or something like that. And it kind of made me wonder if there's some merit to that as well.
Well, yeah, I've wondered. I definitely.
Yes, please. Crystal, yeah, nobody should feel ganged up on, please, guys. Again, I'm going to ask you guys, please be respectful in the comments. Please, please, please. Like I said, I love a difference of opinion. And the more that we can have it, the better. I'm telling you, like, it just turns out better that way. So please and thank you.
I really wondered about the, Molly being jealous of Dre thing because I don't know, I think it's apparent that Molly, she gets pretty emotional. I think she definitely shows some, jealousy tendencies towards other creators. I feel like sometimes Molly wants to be like the only fish in the pond, per se, not that Dre and her are even in the same pond. They do completely different things online, but like I wouldn't be surprised if Molly ever came out and like was like, I'm so jealous of Dre. I'd be like, yep, makes sense. But I don't know, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I think she's for the dramatics. Can you tell me, what do you think about, and this is your opinion. Your opinion does not reflect the opinion of my channel, but this is a question that I have. The accusations and allegations of a scam being made through the Cash App or the GoFundMe. What is your stance on this? And feel free to give your opinion because I won't block anybody in the channel if they feel different.
My opinion, I thought it was a scam from the jump. Like, I am fully convinced that Molly and Letitia had some kind of deal drawn up. I'm fully convinced of that. I understand not everybody feels that way. It's all good. But yeah, I totally feel like they scammed. Like, and this is the thing. I don't know if, first of all, I hate all the stuff that has transpired just over that alone, because I feel like it's completely turned the entire narrative of just like everything. Like, this started as justice for Vaughn, even though I was like, well, justice for what? You know what I mean? Like, the awareness was about Vaughn, and it's completely turned into like this weird shit show of like people accusing each other of like, I'm gonna sue you, no, I'm gonna sue you, and you're a scammer, and you're this.
I noticed that too. I'm
Yeah,
like, there's
like,
a subset to this now. There's a couple of subsets to this, right?
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I totally think that Molly and Letitia, like, at the very least, I feel like they definitely had some kind of deal drawn up between the two of them. Now, the donation thing.
Thank you. Yes. Shout out to Haley who is in the chat. Thank you, Haley, so much. Again, we still have a lot more to cover in this interview. We're still going to keep playing. Hit the like button, please. Not only for me, but Baby Bunny. Baby Bunny was a participant of this interview, even though she wasn't shown. She was all over that interview. Okay, so please, if it's not for me, then hit it for her. Okay, let's keep going.
Do I think Letitia deserved donations? No, but anybody can go out there and tell their side of a story and ask for donations. And if people choose to donate, then they chose to donate. And it sucks for the people who feel like they were maybe led to believe certain things and then they started seeing a bigger picture or feeling a different way. But I don't want to sound rude, but like for the people that donated to her, I'm just like, sucks to be you. Because honestly, Dre kind of warned people about that. Just about Letitia and her tendency to associate with fraudulent acts. I don't know. I would personally never be donating to her. That obviously.
And again, Haley, that would be your opinion, not the opinions.
Yes, that is my opinion, not your opinion. Yes.
Yeah, and I appreciate it because that's what I said. I said I'm going to invite somebody with a different view on this topic, right? Even if I had somebody who says, you know what, Rabbit, I want to talk to you and your audience about why this is an important situation. I mean, I would still invite them just because.
Yeah, absolutely. I respect that so much about you and your channel. Like, you know, obviously it's my opinion again, but I like channels that kind of like give you all of the facts and all of the sides and just all of the sides and let you choose your own thing, you know.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate channels like Molly's who just like go off onto this one-sided thing and just like take it and like go. Like I honestly feel like reporting like that is pretty dangerous, truthfully.
It's a mob-like mentality. And I'm sorry, we might have Molly supporters. Guys, it's a mob-like mentality.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's a very negative space, honestly.
Thank you. Somebody said, I think Dre deserves donations. I'm going to link, and this is completely up to everybody here. I'm going to link her PayPal in my description box so you guys can go check that out if that's what you want to do and feel for it. Completely up to you. Totally not forced. I'm going to put it in the description box here after this video is done. After this live. Haley, if you're in the chat and you happen to have it and you want to drop it in the chat, please do so. That should be fine. Again, I've promoted the GoFundMe and I promoted, and I'm now promoting the Dre McCray PayPal. This is how you stay reporting both sides unbiased, right? At some point, I'll have an opinion about a lot of things, but I don't have one and I don't pick sides until I know what's already been said and done.
And I don't even like necessarily like, I can't sit here and say I dislike Molly as a person because honestly, she could be a whole different person than what she shows on YouTube because it is so dramatic sometimes and stressful. I'm just like, there's no way she lives like this. There's no way, you know?
It's interesting to have someone like Molly Golightly and Katie of the Joy kind of go at it because I think that they both have such a huge following. Whether they like them or not, they still have it.
Yeah.
And their opinion is almost like Bible to a certain degree. Because like you said, Katie started with she murdered or she set this up, right? And then kind of went this way and surprised a couple people, right? And a lot of people came after her, and she kind of goes back. Like I don't understand it, but it does say a lot about how their following is so, you know, like
Yeah,
mob-like.
they can lead people down that track.
Yes.
And then it just,
Oh my God.
yeah, for sure. Which, I mean, might go a little bit for all channels, but I feel like some channels, it's like, you know, very noticeable.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you think Dre's gonna come back? Do you think Dre's gonna interview with anybody? Is she gonna make a statement? What do you think Dre's gonna do at this point? If, in your opinion, not that you have the insider, but in your opinion.
Yeah. If I know Dre the way I feel I know Dre, she's gonna let this die down. I don't think she'll care to give statements. I don't think she'll care to really talk to people or give interviews. I feel like she might come back on the supporters. I know in the past she has wanted to create an even more like exclusive supporters page just for OG followers, honestly, because when this all happened, supporters got a little crazy too, because at that point people were just paying to be in supporters to see what Dre was talking about, because they realized she said a whole lot more in supporters.
Yeah.
So supporters used to be a super safe place with like 50 people in it, and that really ended up blowing up too. And I know she always tried to stay positive about it, because that's just who she is. And she would always say like, oh no, like we're still so great in here, like don't worry.
I think this is the Jessica. I don't know if you've been watching from the beginning. I owe you an apology, okay? I called you a troll. I understand you have your feelings, and I respectfully respect you for your feelings. However, we did show an accurate time frame as far as when the first video came up. Note that you are welcome here. You don't have to stay. That's fine. Your opinion, if Dre should not give no one no time, completely up to you. I get it. The way I see it is you should always hear before you judge. That's like number one for communication and listening, right? Just saying.
About the people, just let them creep and watch and whatever. But I know a lot of people in Slay Mafia would bring that up and be like, oh my God, I miss the old days. Because like there's so many people in here that are literally just here to like hate now. So I wouldn't be surprised if she, I don't know, man. I don't know what she's going to do. I would not be surprised if she made even like a new group and like tried to really keep it under wraps for the most part. I don't know how she would really necessarily go about that at this point with all of the, the way that this has blown up, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did though. I'm holding on to hope that she's going to come back. I really want her to come back. Like, just Slay Mafia, I mean, and her public page, honestly, like Slay with Dre McCray, just the regular public page. Like, I feel like the people that don't, the people that don't get it don't, and the people that get it do. Like, and I feel like, that's okay. Her lifestyle's not for everybody. Her personality's not for everybody. The way they do things in their home with their kids, whatever, it's not for everybody. But I know and I see or saw that she really was helping like so many people, mainly women. Dre wasn't just out here trying to like grab a bag. Like she used her page as like to do good for people. She really did. Like, and whether you agree with the information with the herbs or the specialty or anything that she would promote or whatever, because I'm not even saying I'm for all of that, but she's helped so many people just to like feel better, lose weight, you know, honestly get off drugs, like detox off of illegal street drugs. And she's done a lot of good on that page. Like we used to have therapy Sundays, and like Wacky Wednesdays were so fun and therapeutic, and Foodie Fridays where they would cook. Again, they cook so much. The allegation of them kids starving is whack. It's so crazy. And what else was I gonna say? Oh, I guess honestly, like I have a little bit of a story that I could tell just pertaining to myself completely.
Please do.
On like why I love Dre, you know. So I left my three kids. I left their dad last Christmas, and we had been together since 2013. And the last handful of years of our relationship was very toxic and traumatic and not good. And I would watch Dre, and it would, you know, give me that pick me up I needed sometimes, or, you know, she's so hilarious. Like I would always laugh when I watched her. Like I always knew I was gonna laugh. But mainly what her and Bonnie did for me, Dre always preaches like, you know, be the author of your own story, take control of your own mind, like master your mentality, you know, positivity and love and kindness and all of that stuff. She just really encouraged me to, no matter how hard things were, to like choose joy every single day. And like that was my choice. And I feel like that's something that she truly like almost like beat into my head, because I heard her say it so many times, and it finally like clicked for me. And I honestly was super shocked to find out that, I mean, obviously all relationships have problems at some point or the other, but I was so shocked to find out that her and Bonnie had that bad of issues going on. Obviously, people don't show stuff like that on social media. Like, it's basically just your highlight reel of your life, truly. You know what I mean? But I was super just shocked to find out that it was like things could be that bad for them, only because the way they love each other in the videos that they were putting out is just like so beautiful, truly. And it like gave me it just like set the bar for me. I was like, that's what I want in a relationship, and I'm not gonna settle for this toxicity that I had for so many years, and I don't have to. And I can like go out there and find somebody who will, you know, give the love back to me that I give to them. And yeah,
Can I play the devil's advocate and just ask you a question, okay?
Please.
Because I did ask this about supporters of. All right, this is a tough question that I asked Haley, okay? Beth, I'm so sorry for your loss, and thank you so much for sharing. This was a tough question that I asked Haley, and I said, I don't know how Haley's gonna act, but let's see. And I just did it, okay? Listen to the question that I asked her. The other side too, right? You've been knowing her since 2016. If something happens, okay, say that she's charged with something as it pertains to Bond, how would you feel about that?
I wouldn't even.
It's a huge question. It's just devil's advocate, just thinking out loud.
I would not believe, like, if she was charged with, like, I don't even know. Like, I know people were pushing for her to get charged with, like poisoning him, and
people want her kids removed. That's what they wanted.
I would not believe that unless I was to like see some proof, because there's just no way. And I stand behind their relationship setting an example regardless of issues that they had. And I know the recordings that they released of some arguments were from 2019. And back then she did openly address that there was, you know, a little bit of like, I guess Dre would like openly kind of admit that there would be like some tension, but never that things were bad. And I don't feel that just because bad moments were caught on audio and released, I don't feel that their whole thing was bad. I feel like those were bad moments, you know. I mean, I feel like most people can relate in saying like they've probably gotten in a fight with their partner and maybe threatened to like leave them. You know, people say words.
I mean, and that was a tough question to ask, but I was like, let me just ask it because I know that it's a question that people wanted to understand a little bit.
Yeah, I want to say, like, even if I hadn't followed Dre since 2016, you know, I feel like you don't have to see all of her videos ever to see, like, I feel like her and Vonnie truly love each other, and I feel like it's obvious. And I personally don't know how other people could like not see that unless they just simply have not seen them, I guess. And that doesn't mean that things were perfect for them, you know. That's not what that means. Yeah. People have.
It's a tough question. I left you thinking, right? You're kind of like, what kind of question?
I mean, okay, crazy things happen, right? You know, yeah, you know, I'm sure crazier things have happened, but I would never believe that she would ever bring any harm to Vonnie, ever. Obviously, I feel like people will be like, well, duh, you're a Dre supporter, but no, like genuinely, even stepping back from, I don't know,
Yeah, I understand, you know, and that's okay to feel like. That's what I've been trying to tell people. It's okay to, you don't have to make up your opinion.
Yeah, we can have our differing opinions, and
absolutely,
you know, yeah, for sure.
My last and closing question, and then we can do like closing thoughts and stuff. But if you had something to say to Molly Golightly, if there's anything you'd want to say to her or Justin or any of the other bloggers for that matter, Katie, anyone, what would it be?
It would be so easy to like not this classy, but for the sake of Slay Mafia vibes, I would just say, and I actually have speculation that maybe this is what Katie of the Joy did, possibly. I might be giving her too much credit. I don't know, but this might be what she did. Like, I feel like Molly and other similar channels or channels that are related to her channel, I feel like they need to take a step back and evaluate what they're actually doing for the world with the way they report, with the way they behave, with the thoughts they put out into the world, and the clips that they chop and screw down. Because, you know, they preach certain things all day, and then they turn around and they're the biggest hypocrites ever. Like, Molly can't stand when people do to her exactly what she does to people on her channel on a daily freaking basis. Like, she can't stand when people give her a taste of her own medicine, I've come to see. And I don't even watch her like that. Like, I only see clips for the most part, and I'll hop in a video for a couple minutes usually. And she cannot stand when people give her a taste of her own medicine. And, you know, I don't think they actually they either don't understand what they're actually doing, or they just do not care about people and they're just in it for the clout and the subscribers and whatever, because it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Like, I love your channel, and there's a couple others that I really love because you guys don't go into it with like ill intent. You're just real, you know? And yeah, it'd be, like I said, it'd be so easy to like not be classy about what I want to say to Molly Golightly, because honestly, I don't feel like Molly Golightly has a place on YouTube whatsoever. I don't think she deserves her platform. I can't believe she even has her platform. I don't know where the heck that platform even came from, because it is built on complete and total bullshit. And it's very frustrating. Like, I don't think she should be allowed on YouTube whatsoever.
You're not the only one that has expressed that, believe it or not. And you know, I don't, you know, when I start, yeah, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that came to me. It's easy to, let me just say this. It is easy to build a platform off of Molly Golightly and agree with everything that she does. It's very easy to do that. Same with Katie Joy. Same with all these other people, right? It's easy. It's easy. Because all I have to do is say, I'm going to do this. But I think for me, ethically, and not to say that we all have the same ethics.
Right.
But if you are a human and you know that if you're in that place, right? If you've ever been accused of something that you've never done, or maybe there's more to the story of what you're being accused of, or maybe the person that is the victim is incapacitated, unable to really talk, the alleged victim that they're saying, because we really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to it. And so I think that it's something that we can all learn from each other, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any closing thoughts for us, Haley?
A big thing that I really wanted to like put out in the group when I started it is just that, you know, you mentioned Vonnie's incapacitated, or was the last we knew. I pray that he's not anymore. I pray that he's awake and healing and on his way to, you know, full health. But
you also don't have updates, basically.
No, and I'm not aware of anybody who does on social media. If I'm, you know, just open with you, I'm not aware of anyone who knows anything at this point. But
one thing, do you know about him being in a nursing home? Because that's what's been put out there too.
No, but I saw on Letitia's Imagine post where it was like, imagine this, imagine that. I saw that she said, imagine something about Dre putting him in a nursing home because it was too hard to take care of him. If I know Dre, she would not ever let her husband go to a nursing home ever. Wouldn't happen, wouldn't be an option ever. Unless it was maybe temporary or, you know, something, because obviously I don't know details of what's happening right now. I don't think Dre would ever allow her husband to go to a nursing home. And I was also just about to say, if Vonnie was on here talking with us, he would never stand behind any of the backlash that Dre has gotten. I don't think he would stand for any of the backlash that Letitia has gotten either. You know, if I know Dre and Vonnie the way I feel I do, Vonnie would have shut all of those accusations down immediately. Like, even if him and Dre were having marital problems, he would never, ever have let that gone on. And that's just my opinion. So let's not all go crazy about that. But, you know, yeah.
Oof. Anything else? You know, people are going to chop and crop this video, I'm pretty sure. Which, if they do, they better give credit to where it came from.
Yeah, I know. What would I just want to say about them? things that weren't taken into consideration even in the beginning of all of this that really need to be taken in consideration if we want to be like real decent people out here trying to do good in the world. You know, this is a real family. This is their real life tragedy. Marital problems, past or present, whatever, do not mean that Vonnie wanted to divorce her or that he was trying to run away from her but couldn't get away. You know, he's a grown man. Any of the choices that were made within their home, with their lifestyle, with their diet, with their choices, I support this family. That doesn't mean I agree with all of their choices. That doesn't mean I haven't ever looked at something they've done or a choice they've made and been like, you know, like, ooh, was that the right thing to do? You know what I mean? Because there's things that I haven't always agreed with, or, you know, or that I wouldn't do, I should say. But that's not my place, because that's their decision and that's their family and that's what they decided was best for all of them. You know what I mean? I think it's not only dangerous, like I said, but you know, it's bullshit to look at Dre and be like, she's purposely poisoning him because she's forcing herbs down his throat and she's starving him and she's forcing all of them to eat this way. Like, it's just simply not true. It's just not. And, you know, treatment of the kids and, you know, their lean away from Western medicine, you know, there's reasons for all of that. And even if we don't understand them, that doesn't mean that, you know, Dre is this evil, calculated, cold, loveless, crazy wife, like that she was painted to be.
That she would pull the plug. That was the comment that I kept getting. She's gonna pull the plug. I said, what plug?
Or that she should. Or people saying that she should pull the plug. And it's people can feel the way they want to feel. They can have their opinions, and that's fine. But it got so out of hand. Dre is going to make the choices that Dre needs to make. And people always say, I see it so often, you know, like when people have a big platform, like they're putting themselves out there to get judged, and like we're allowed to judge them because of that. Like, not like this though, not like this. You should not be taking things real life and, you know, encouraging people to call CPS and getting these children removed from a home that, you know, at the end of the day, there's no legit reason to believe that their home is a home they need to be removed from, or that it's lacking any love or anything of the sort, you know. And can I just say, like, I do support Dre and Vonnie so much, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think what happened was probably the only logical explanation. I truly believe that it was just a mixture of everything that was leading Vonnie down a road of poor mental health. I feel like Dre was making, you know, a lot of progress with her mental health over the years. And, you know, like I said before, I don't like speculating in this situation at all, because look where it's gotten us. It's been just crazy and horrible. But I just feel like with the mixture of them using the specialty, if they were having some issues, and honestly, I don't feel like the present issues that they were having were even the biggest issues they've ever faced in their marriage. They've probably faced things much harder years ago. Like, it seemed like a lot of people were talking about like money and Vonnie maybe feeling, you know, a little like worthless in the marriage because he wasn't the breadwinner and all that stuff. Like, I feel like they faced worse things in the past, and it probably seemed so big to Von because of his mental state. And I don't think anybody really knew that his mental state was what it was.
Haley, I appreciate your time. As you can see, she's right here. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate
just talking to me. No, I mean, seriously. No, ooh, okay, mommy. We've been talking in messages and stuff like that, and people are speculating. I think, was it Katie of the Joy, who wanted to bring a supporter, and I was like, dang, I don't know if any supporters would have be out there talking. So I appreciate the fact that you would be willing to talk to me, Haley, about the situation.
Of course. Yeah, the goal, even when I created the Stand with Dre McCray group, I just felt like at that time there was so much loud, crazy hate, and then Dre logged off. And even though I completely understand Dre's, beliefs and reason for her just logging off and not allowing that negativity in.
No, because I could see your comment clearly. Okay, Lolita, let me tell you something, girl. Did you rewind the first part of the video? Because you were trying to quote unquote school me on a summons. Okay, you need to go rewatch the video and hear what was said. And then maybe you could school me. I appreciate the education coming from somebody that looks like they're trolling. Just saying. Shout out to you. And also, just so you guys are aware, it's a summons. Lolita, I don't block. Just don't get snarky with me. You're very welcome to my comments, girl. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming. And anybody else, guys, just don't get snarky or disrespectful, because I'm not coming at you guys that way. I appreciate a difference of opinion. I'm team nobody. You see these women? None of these women move me. They might move a couple of you guys, but not me. Not me. None of these women could sell me a car. None of these women could, I don't know, pay me enough to try to bend my thought process. Okay, so if these are your content creators, cool, I'm glad, but they don't do anything for me, period. And the thing is, Kate, here's the deal. I don't know what you mean by the law has escaped. I don't understand that, because you would have to assume that there's been somebody's been charged with something. And for you to make such bold statements, you got to put a little bit more to it. Did you find your information for Molly as well? I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming. I'm going to challenge it. That's what we're here for. Respectfully. Absolutely.
Her and her kids' life when they're dealing with everything with Bonnie. I know me and a lot of her other supporters felt like we respect Dre and how she walks away from negativity so gracefully, but we are choosing to stand up for her and fight some of the loud ass hate that was going around, because I wasn't seeing a whole lot of people, putting the truth out there, and where there's a clip of her verbally disciplining her son, there's 1,000 clips of her hugging him and showering him with love and
calling him Bunny, doing different things,
Bunny, and
I saw all of it.
Yeah, cutting his hair, and they would do sign language videos together. She's a very loving mother, and
reading the Bible.
Yeah,
I mean, I saw a lot of that too. That I said, how come this isn't being shown as well?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're gonna judge it all.
Yeah, it's not okay. People really, please, if anyone watching this takes anything from this video, just please do not watch stuff like Molly Golightly puts out and think that that's it. Chopped and screwed clips literally could convince somebody that someone is the complete opposite of who they might actually be. I implore everybody to just go do your own research and look at the full picture before things like this happen again, because this is going to have a lasting effect on Dre and the kids forever. Raza wanted to do YouTube. He wanted to make a YouTube channel. There is no way, not anytime soon, that Dre is going to allow him to get onto YouTube because of the backlash that he would receive as, a kid in first grade, so.
Yeah, it's not safe whatsoever.
Yeah, this is all huge. It really affects people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Haley, I want to thank you again.
Thanks.
I'm gonna close. No, I appreciate you, Haley. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I want to Come on, your mom. See, I haven't even blocked anybody who has an opposing opinion. You're allowed to have it and you're entitled to your opinions. I'm not blocking anybody. Don't say that because we're almost done with the stream. Clearly, we haven't blocked you. You've been here saying your things and you've been respected. So as long as you guys are respectful, I don't care. You guys can be team whoever. I really don't care. I'm all about finding and being unbiased. I don't have to pick a team to do that, okay? So please don't say that. That's not true because you have yet to be blocked. But let's go. Tell you that, obviously protect your peace as you would in your family.
Of course.
Molly, you cannot be doxing people that speak out or interview in other platforms. I mean, I know you feel like you have the privilege to do so, and she does it so willfully. Here is a Dre McCray supporter, and I would ask you to please be respectful of anybody that has a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
Please. And that means that you don't go about doxing people or saying something. And I hope that she hears that. If anything, that she at the very least hears my plea to that.
Yeah.
All righty, man. You guys went in on these comments. Oh my God, unforgiving. Shout out to everyone, to the 245. I think we're at 300 at one point people in here. First of all, let me tell you guys something. I'm open-minded about a lot of things. I think outside the box. I don't ever like to put people in boxes. Shout out to your mom. Your mom, I'm telling you, no shade or anything. I was just saying, girl, you're allowed to your opinion and you won't be attacked here. Nobody should have been attacked here. And if you were, I apologize. A lot of comments are just kind of going and people are going to get their feelings hurt. When you get your feelings hurt, I want you to really analyze it. Is it because I truly believe this is happening, or is it because of the other side? Like, it just really depends. It happens. We get very passionate. Thank you, your mom, as well as Lolita. Lolita, no shade or anything. If you can educate me, I did a little intro on you because I didn't appreciate the tone. I had to call you out a little bit, Lolita. Lolita, I hope we're good. And shout out to you and everybody else. Everybody's here is welcome with the difference of opinion. I welcome it. So as long as you're not attacking me, I had to block a couple. I did have to block a couple people that were like cursing on my comments. For me, I appreciate a difference of opinion. I want to know if we can go and have lunch and we're going to have a real good conversation. Well, we may not see eye to eye, but I'm going to learn from you. And I think that's what this is about. Okay. I am team no one at the end of the day, because none of these ladies pay my bills whatsoever. And that's why I stay the way I stay. It's important for you guys to get the information and you to make up your own mind about what's going to happen next. Now, I wish I could say that, oh, Rabbit's done. I'm not. I want to tap out, I promise you. But people are hitting me up about different things. Thank you, Haley, for coming up and being brave enough to speak. I really hope you don't get blocked from the Dre team. Dre, if you are, I don't think she would listen to this, but anybody that is out there, please don't block Haley. I mean, clearly, some people just need to know some information and people are tired of seeing other people being dragged. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. And, I'm out, guys. I'm out. This is what I do. All right, guys. Let me see if I can find my exit door. You guys have a great rest of your night. I'm out.